Perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Zach. I am located here in a little village in San Diego, California called San Diego. So nice to meet everyone. I teach two classes every single month, Facebook Ads 101 and Facebook Ads 201. So I love teaching, and today we're going to cover a topic called Facebook Ads 101. Can you guys all hear me? See my screen and everything okay? If so, can you just send something in chat? Perfect. Thanks so much, Jan. So yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in here. But yeah, as I mentioned, I teach two classes, Facebook Ads 101 and 201. Facebook Ads 101 is obviously the first of two classes that I teach. Excuse me. So today we'll go over a lot of the basics, but we will teach you how to create an ad on Facebook from start to finish. So over the next 6 hours, you'll get some really, really good feedback. You'll really, really learn how to do this. But no, we'll cover that in about 45 minutes here today. So a little bit about me. I won't bore you with my whole life story, but I do think some context is important. So I've been on this side of the wall since 2007. So Google, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram ads. I do a lot of that all day, every day, and have been since about 2007. So I own and operate a company out here called Chris Zach Interact. And we do a lot of lead generation, but we also help agents really seamlessly integrating their tech. So if you've got a CRM, it's not set up. If you've got 8 different systems and none of them are talking, we'd love to help. But yeah, I would love to just kind of before we do get started, I would love to know what's your goal of signing up here today? What's the main reason you're attending this training today? I'd just love to get some feedback from you as far as why you are attending. Is there something you're looking to do or accomplish here today? I'd love to just get any feedback and just really lets me know if there's a specific thing you're looking for some help on. So I will give you guys just a couple seconds to answer that in chat before we do dive in. But I'd love to know, Jen, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what's the main thing you're trying to get out of the meeting here today or the training?
Did you want me to unmute?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I
Okay.
can hear you loud and clear.
I just wanted to see if there was other things that I could be doing that I'm not doing. We've run several Facebook ads, and um, I don't know if I'm sort of getting the traction that they need. And it's a good, it's inexpensive, which is great, but you know, wasting money isn't good if you're not getting a return on it. So yeah, I just wanted to see if there was any other tips or tricks or things that you would suggest doing.
I love hearing that. So thank you for attending, Jen. Do you do boosts or are you actually doing ads? Because that's a big, big difference between those two.
We're just running ads.
Okay,
And
good.
basically, what I do is any of the videos that we make on our listings, we'll put them up as ads, and I will set the parameters of when I want them to run because typically we get the most amount of traction on a listing in the first 2 weeks. So we like to run it just in that first 2 weeks.
Yep, that's great. I agree with that strategy. Keep doing that strategy. So this will be good. I think today, if anything, I'll just kind of fine tune what areas you're hunting and a few little tips and tricks as far as like ad copy and graphics and some best practices. So really good. But yeah, feel free to chime in at any time if you do have any specific questions. But otherwise, will be really, really good for you, especially since you're already familiar with a lot of the things on the Facebook ad side of things. So that's good. Thanks for sharing that. Any other feedback at all? Feel free to send it in chat. I'm trying to keep track here in my other monitor here, but let me know if I didn't answer any questions. But otherwise, I think we're good there. So, all right. So topics today. We're going to talk about Facebook ads, why you should be doing them. Now, I'm going to say the word Facebook a lot today. Humor me, guys. Meta is actually the name of the company. They own Facebook and Instagram. So when I say Facebook today, I mean Facebook and I also mean Instagram. But instead of saying Facebook and Instagram every time, just a little less words that I have to say. So we're going to go over Facebook ads. We're going to go over how to choose an audience, how to market a specific listing. We're going to get into like the neighborhoods, who you should target, and a few best practices. We're going to talk a lot as well about ads versus boost. If there's one thing you take away from today, please, 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 I beg you, stop doing boosts. Stop doing boost. It's the poor man's version of Facebook ads, but just not going to get the best results with doing boost. We're going to talk about Facebook Manager, how to target on Facebook and Instagram, and also they have some other platforms that you can advertise on. And then last thing, we'll get into what to spend and really what to expect. I have a lot of agents that I've worked with over the last year, a couple years, and a lot of them have had awful results with Facebook. So if that's you, I think by the end of this, you'll be drinking the Kool-Aid. But at the same time, I always like to let agents know I'm realistic with Facebook ads. You're not going to close 100 out of 100. I understand there's going to be good leads, bad leads as well. So I'm very realistic with our clients as far as just kind of what to expect as far as those results. But we'll cover a lot of different topics today. So before we dive into the actual ads itself, I'm going to spend a couple minutes with you guys really getting into some things that you probably haven't talked much about when you do start doing some Facebook ads. So what do you need to succeed? So this is just some housekeeping stuff, and then I'm going to get into the audience side of things. So you do need a personal Facebook account. Um, you don't have to, you can't actually do Facebook ads from your personal account, but you do need a personal account in order to create a business page. So you'll always run ads through your page, not your personal account. So your dog, your cat, your family, all of that's safe. You're going to run it strategically through the business page itself. I'd also recommend you set up what's called a Facebook business account. This is free, and I'll talk about why. Part of Facebook Ads 201, we also really dive into the Facebook Ads 201 side of things, and why you need to have basically a business manager. Before you do run ads, I also encourage every agent, you should have a website with the home search and updated MLS. No offense to you, I don't care how long you've been in business. People, when they come to your website, they want to search for homes. They want to be able to see whatever they registered for. So if I registered on one of your ads to get more info on that listing, the next thing I better see better be that listing. Don't bait and switch me. And then the last thing, obviously why you're attending today, I'm assuming you want to be a little bit of a better marketer than you were yesterday. So I love agents that attend these. The one thing agents are always surprised with as well is, Chris, I had no idea this is much easier than I realized. So I'm going to really dumb this down for you guys. But at the same time, I want you to understand that if you have the time and the desire to actually create Facebook ads, in the next 35 minutes, you'll really discover, wow, I can actually run my own Facebook ad if I want to. So, got to start with one of my favorite quotes. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So, a lot of times in real estate, agents they'll try so many different options and so many different methods. If you follow kind of the formula that I'm showing today, you'll have good results with Facebook and Instagram ads. This is not going to happen overnight though. So we'll talk a lot about some realistic expectations as well. But hopefully you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. So where do you actually start with running Facebook ads? So one of the first things you have to do, or I encourage you to do, is create what's called a business manager. So a business manager, it's free, and you're going to go to business.facebook.com. So highest level of an account you can have is what they call as a business manager. Underneath that business manager, you've got all the pages that you manage. You've got your ad account, you've got your pixel, you've got your people as well. So if you've got a team, maybe you've got a marketing director who's running these ads for you, you're going to want to have a business manager at the top. Then from there, you'll basically be able to set everything up. It is free. However, they will ask for your credit card because when you do start running ads, they need to have a card on file. This takes about 3-4 minutes. Go to business.facebook.com to get started with it. Fill in the blanks. You don't need to put in your tax ID and all of that, but put in your basic contact info, your billing address, that type of stuff. But this is where you want to start. If when you visit this website, you already have stuff, partially set up, you probably already have a business manager. So if you're not seeing the screen that I'm looking at right now, that means you've probably already started to create a business manager. Every time I do these trainings, I always have agents that reach out. Chris, my business manager is a mess. Can you help me get it set up? Absolutely. So if we can help you kind of clean up your account, let us know. So let's just assume you guys have all set your business manager up and you're like, all right, Chris, I'm ready to start running ads. Let's go. Let's go. Before I spend a dime on marketing, I always encourage you to know who your audience is. So I'm going to go off on a soapbox here for the next 3, 4 minutes. But agents who do not have success with Facebook ads, this is why. So anytime, we get on the phone with someone at our company and they're like, Chris, I'm thinking doing Facebook ads. I don't even talk to them about price. I don't talk to them about a lot of those things until I find out and really define who is your audience. Now, this is an important question. So, anyone in chat, can you guys send over where you guys are located at in the country? Maybe in Canada, maybe the US, but if you could send over in chat where you're actually located. And I'm going to use you as kind of an example. So we've got one in British Columbia, it looks like. Okay. John, thanks for signing on here as well, John. John, where are you located at? If you don't mind sending it over in chat. I'm not going to stalk you or show up at your house, but just for example purposes, from like a lead generation standpoint, I'm curious where you're located at, John. Hopefully you can hear me, John. Chicago, perfect. So I'm from the Midwest as well. I'm a Minnesota boy. So all right, so John, I've already used you as my guinea pig. So John, I'm going to talk about your market a little bit. So think about who you want to market. So in the Chicago area, in the Chicago market, you've got two different type of buyers. And correct me if I'm wrong here, John. So you've got your local buyers, right? You've got your mix of probably renters, your move up, move down buyers, people that are looking to move out of the city to the suburbs, people that are looking to move to Naperville or whatever those little pockets are around the city. Um, and then you also have people that are relocating to Chicago. You get people from Milwaukee, where I'm from, right outside of Minneapolis, a lot of the neighboring states. But then you also get people kind of from all over the country. So if I'm John and I'm running ads, I've got to pick my poison. Who am I targeting? Am I going to go after first-time home buyers? Am I going to go after those relocation? Or does John specialize in buyers or sellers and kind of that move up, move down buyer? Now, where a lot of agents make mistakes doing ads is they're like, I don't care, I'll work with anyone. Okay, that's good, but you need to understand that your conversion rate's not going to go as well. And what do I mean by that? Once you generate a lead, you've got to talk to that lead differently based on where they came from. So if John got a referral from one of his past clients, he wouldn't talk to that particular referral the same way that he does a Facebook lead, right? So you've got to talk to your lead sources completely different. So, John, I don't know what it is you're trying to focus on as far as just generating new business, but I'd be curious, and I can kind of keep going down as far as just some of these specific examples. But if, John, you are targeting maybe downtown condos and people living downtown, then that's a specific ad, that's a specific message, that's a specific list of properties you want to show them next. So you need to think about where they're going to go next. So if you do run an ad for, condos in downtown Chicago, then where are they going to go? They better go to a website where they've got a list of properties that are condos in downtown or in a specific neighborhood, specific east side or wherever, whatever part of that area that you're looking to target. So that's really, really important. I always use the example. Have you ever been on, online and you've seen an ad for something? Maybe you're like shopping for vacuums and you click on that ad and it takes you to a website where they're like selling cat litter. You're like, what is going on? Why are you sending me here? Real estate agents do the same thing a lot. So they'll create a really nice, beautiful ad, but then they'll take people to the homepage of the website. It is so frustrating though. So you've got to think about that because this is a first impression. This is a user experience. You've got to kind of spoon feed them where they're going to go. And so what I would encourage John to do, for example, create that graphics, create that verbiage. So if he's doing an ad for first time home buyers, he better have an ad and some ad copy in the graphics that talk about thinking of buying your first home in Chicago or tired of renting. That verbiage has got to be specific. The graphic has to be specific. Tired of paying your landlord. Click here to view all homes in Naperville between four and $600,000 because John knows that's the first time home buyer price point in my area. So you've got to have all of this together. The other one that I'm out here in San Diego. We got a lot of military, so thank you for serving if you're listening to this. But we also have a lot of relocation as well. So I don't know if you guys have ever moved across the country, but you do a lot of research. Hey, what about the school? What about the community information? So in your follow-up, do you have a follow-up plan in place? So are you going to be texting me? Is John, once I become a lead, is John going to be talking to me about the difference between renting and buying in those texts, in those emails? Or is John just sending something really generic? Hey, thanks for registering on my website. Now's a great time to buy. Let me know if you have any questions. No, John's talking very specifically, directly to me and my problem and my issue. If it's a first time home buyer, that's all he's talking about. So this part is massive. This is so, so important, guys. The first like 7 years I had a company, all we did was lead generation. And I realized so many of our agents were not closing leads because they didn't have this dialed in. We did a great job generating the lead and the graphic and the ad, but they didn't have a follow-up plan in place. So if we can help you guys set up that, set up custom campaigns, for your different lead sources, or you just need, hey, Chris, like we need some help cleaning up our CRM, please let us know. But I'm just curious your guys' thoughts and feedback. I know I went off on kind of a little soapbox there, but so many agents don't have success with lead generation because they've got the lead, but the other half of the battle is getting that lead into a car, signing on a dotted line. But does that resonate with any of you guys? If so, send it in chat. Let me know if there's like anything that you like kind of struck a chord there as I was talking. But any questions, comments, concerns before I move on here? All right. Let me know if you guys do have any questions. Yes, this is being recorded as well. So if you do want the replay of this training, just send your email over in chat, and I'll email it over to you as soon as we get off here. So, all right. So that's my soapbox. So with all of that being said, okay, Chris, I'm ready to start. Like, yes, I have all this and dialed in. Use ChatGPT for creating some of your ads if you need to. But at the same time, make sure you've got that follow-up plan in place. It is massive. You're not going to close an online lead unless you have a CRM and really good kind of system to follow up. So let's dive into the actual ad, like the ads itself now. So if we go in now, we're going to go into the different type of Facebook ads that you can do. Um, so we've got Business Manager set up. Now we're going to go into our ads manager. So you can go to ads.facebook.com. Otherwise, you're going to see once you log into your business manager, you're going to see a section to create a new ad. So, and I got a couple of your guys' emails in chat. So thank you. I'll send you the replay as soon as I get it uploaded to YouTube here. So you're going to hit create new. You're going to click this green button. Now, they've got a couple different options. For this training, click manual. So if you are following along and you're kind of doing this exact same thing as we go, click manual once you hit create. And now you're going to have to select housing category. If you've ever gotten one of your ads rejected, it's probably because it wasn't in the housing category. So you do need to use the special ad category for housing. And then these are all of the different type of ads that you can run. So sales, we don't do those in real estate, but if you've ever bought a pair of leggings off of Instagram, you've ever bought a jacket or a sweatshirt. I literally just bought a sweatshirt off of Instagram like 2 weeks ago. But we don't do sales ads on the real estate side of things. Lead generation, leads, leads, leads. This is massive. We do a lot of these. This is our number one type of ad that we do. So if you're taking notes, start doing Facebook ads for leads. So we'll talk about why in just a few minutes. You've got what's called engagement. Engagement is exactly like what it sounds like. Chris, I just want to get more eyeballs. I want to get more post engagement. I want to get more likes. I want to get more event responses. I want to get more, messages. That's what an engagement ad is. These do really, really well if you're kind of brand new to an area. Maybe you haven't done a lot of marketing previously. I might recommend doing some engagement ads the first maybe 30, 45 days or so. Next up is what they call app promotion. My kids, they're on their tablets. All of a sudden, they get hey, download this game, download this app. That's what this is. I don't do a lot of these for real estate agents, but it is an option for you. Next up is traffic. This is my number two ad that I do a lot of. So, number one is we do a lot of lead ads. Number two is traffic. Think of traffic as you're a traffic cop. So people are on Facebook, they're on Instagram, right? They're frantically scrolling. Then all of a sudden they see your ad and they stop. They click on that ad, it takes them off of Facebook and to your website. So think of it as you're like a traffic cop. Hey, stop searching on Facebook, time to go to my website. So that's a traffic ad. These are really, really good for promoting like a specific event. So if you're doing like a first time homebuyer workshop, and you've got like an Eventbrite page. These are really good if you just, hey, I've got a brand new site and I need to get traffic to my site. Traffic's really good. Also, we do a lot of retargeting ads. We'll talk about that on Facebook Ads 201. But traffic ad is it's my number two ad that we do a lot of. And then the last one is we've got awareness, 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 awareness. Think of this as kind of like your traditional marketing. This is top of mind marketing. So you guys used to do bench ads, grocery cart ads, billboards. This is a digital billboard. So an awareness ad is a digital billboard. That's just a good way for you to get a lot of engagement, brand awareness, and everything as well. Any questions so far, guys? How we doing on pace? I had a bold roast of coffee this morning, but any questions, comments, concerns? We doing good as far as pace? Need me to slow down? I won't take it personal if so. All right. No comments. I'm assuming that's a good thing. So we'll keep on trucking here. So we talked about Facebook lead forms and why I recommend doing Facebook lead ads. And this is why. So you create an ad, and you've got an ad, and as soon as they click on learn more, it auto populates their contact information, name, email address, and phone number. That's what I recommend pulling in from these ads. Now, the good news is it auto populates their contact info. The bad news is a lot of times people might have, an outdated phone number on their Facebook profile. Maybe they've got an old AOL or an old college email address that they have. So, excuse me, typically what we see is about 90-95% of these, their contact info is accurate, but you are going to get people who have, old phone numbers anytime you're doing Facebook lead forms. Facebook does have some tools in place to kind of prevent that. So they've got like a text verification code where, you have to verify your phone number before you submit your info, stuff like that. But if you've ever generated Facebook leads and you're like, Chris, I haven't had the best results, a bunch of fake phone numbers, that's why. So as I mentioned, guys, I'm really realistic with Facebook ads. But at the same time, it's kind of nature of the beast that you're going to see with Facebook lead forms. But the good news is you're going to generate leads. Right now, we're still generating leads on Facebook lead forms between about 3 and I would say $7 or $8 per lead. So if you do the numbers on that, you can generate a lot of leads with Facebook. You need to have a massive marketing budget. And then what happens is as soon as they register, that's where you want to take them to your CRM. That's why you want to bring them into Lofty or Follow Up Boss or Bold Trail, whatever CRM that you're using. As soon as you get their info, they are then directed to your website where they're going to view that property. So, hey, click here to view this property now in San Diego or whatever listing that you promoted for them. All right, so that's the Facebook lead forms. You can also do a traffic ad and get Facebook messages. So if you're like Chris, I do not cold call. I do not enjoy it. I don't like harassing people on the phone. Maybe you're a text type of a person. What you can do is you can set up an ad for Facebook or Instagram messages. This is a really good strategy only if you are using it and you've got your phone out like most of us do and you're quick to respond. So you've got a small window. We talk about speed to lead with Facebook messages. That window's small. Now, there are a lot of tools and kind of some automated chat bots and stuff where you can ask people a few questions within these Facebook messages. But otherwise, I only recommend Facebook messages and these type of ads if you're already using, Instagram DM and Facebook Messenger all day, every day. So, any questions so far here, guys? Otherwise, that covers the first part of this. Any questions? All right, so I break this training into three different sections. So the first one, what are the type of ads that you can run? Part two, which we're going to cover now, is going to be budget, audience, and demographics. So, okay, Chris, I want to do a lead generation ad. Now, what do I do? So, step two, if you will, is we got to talk about money. We got to talk about a budget. So, on Facebook ads, you can do two different type of budgets. The first one is called lifetime budget. Facebook, I want to spend 300 bucks over the next 30 days. You give them that money and they spread your budget out over the next 30 days for you. They won't spend your budget all in one day. They want you to keep coming back and spending money. So they spread it out. The advantage of running ads on a lifetime budget is you can also run ads on a schedule. So maybe you've got an ISA, you've got someone on your team. This allows you to basically say, hey, I want to just show my ads Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Or maybe you've got a part-time job and you're like, Chris, I want to run these ads just at night. Okay. So lifetime budget, pretty self-explanatory. And then next up is you have what's called daily budget. The daily budget is exactly like what it sounds like. Hey, Facebook, I want to spend $5 a day. At a minimum, spend $5 a day. I would recommend probably starting between like 5 and 10 bucks a day. And you want to run that ad for a minimum of, I would say, 5 days. But realistically, you want to give that ad 7 days. So I'm asking you guys to spend about 35 bucks an ad. So skip Starbucks for a couple days. And I would encourage you to just try Facebook ads out and start small. You can always increase your budget. They will gladly spend your money. But I'd recommend starting relatively small. And then once you get the type of leads that you're wanting, increase the budget. At any time, you could crank this budget up from $5 a day to 20 bucks a day. Same thing with end date. You can say, hey, I want this ad to run until this time and this day. But that's what I would encourage you guys to do. You got to start somewhere, start small and scale up from there. So that's the budget side of things. The next thing is you have the ability to choose your audience. So, do you know when you go on Amazon and then all of a sudden, that black pair of Nikes starts following you around the internet? That's because of what I'm about to show you. So, on Facebook ads, you can actually pick your location, but you can also pick the specific like demographics. So, the first one is you are going to go with location. So what I would start with is start with one area. Now, John, you are in Chicago, so I would say probably what, like a 35, maybe 50-mile radius at most. Kind of depends on how much out of the city you're getting. So that's what I would encourage you to start with. Pick one area to start. I on this screen right here, I'm showing you guys you can combine multiple areas or locations. I actually don't recommend doing that unless you have a pretty big marketing budget. Otherwise, you're going to get a random lead in LA. You're going to get another person in New York, another one in San Diego. I would first start in one area and then from there either add budget or, hey, I'm going to run an ad for a week, targeting outside buyers that are in Seattle. And then next week, I'm going to run another ad targeting someone else. So pick and choose your areas. But yeah, I do a lot of we do a lot of this. A lot of our clients in like Florida, a lot of our clients in Texas, they're like, Chris, I just want to generate leads from people moving from California and New York to my state. Can we do that with the ads? Absolutely. So. Any questions in regards to that location side of things, though? No? All right. So next up is demographics. So the demographics is exactly what you want to do and how you want to use Facebook to actually show your ads to people that are interested. So I keep this really, really simple. You want to pick two demographics. So you'll see on my screen here, I've picked Zillow and Trulia. That's my secret sauce. You want to know how the barbecue sauce is made? I just gave it to you here. So you've got your demographics. So what I would recommend you do is show your ad to people who have recently been to Zillow. So that's what that means. You can piggyback on all of these different demographics that Facebook is giving you option to choose. So what that means is, hey, I want to show this ad to anyone who's within a 30-mile radius of Chicago who's recently been to Zillow.com or who's recently been to Trulia.com. So this is a way for you to show your ads to people who are interested in it. Now, if you're working with first-time home buyers, you'll notice there's this little suggestions. You can see all of these suggestions that popped up. There's probably about 40 or 50 that you can choose from right here. But you've got Zillow, you've got first-time home buyer grant, you've got first-time buyer, you've got people who are interested in the real estate industry. You can target very specifically on Facebook. Hey, show this ad to people who are, recently do this, or people who have recently checked their credit. So really, really powerful in regards to just that type of targeting. As I mentioned, I'd start with probably two demographics. At the most for your first ad, I would probably do four. So any questions in regards to that on any of these demographics here? No? All right. So next up is platforms. You can choose where you want to show your ads. So Meta is the name of the company. They own Facebook, they own Instagram, they own WhatsApp, they own Facebook Messenger. And so what I would encourage you to do is you can target on specific platforms. So you'll see here Facebook, Instagram. You'll also notice what they call audience network. That's a fancy way of saying, hey, show my ads on CNN.com and ESPN.com. They've got I don't know how many millions of websites that they see and you can actually advertise on. But you could also say, hey, Chris, I'm targeting first-time home buyers. Average buyer in my, area is 30 years old. Where should I show my ads? Instagram all day. Instagram all day. Hey, Chris, I'm in a 55 plus community. Where should I show my ads? Facebook all day. So know your audience, know who you're trying to target. I would recommend probably turning off if I'm you these apps and websites, just because it's they're just going to kind of waste some of your money on some of these other websites. I would just stick with Facebook and Instagram if I were you. If you leave it just as is, a majority of your budget's going to get spent on Facebook, probably 90% of your budget on Facebook, and then about the other 10% on Instagram. So really important to know, where you can choose and where you can choose to hunt. So that's kind of part two of this. So just to recap, first part, what type of an ad that you want? Hey, I want to do a traffic ad or I want to do a lead generation ad. Part two, what kind of a budget? Who do you want to target? And physically, where do you want to show these ads to? Hey, I want a $5 a day budget, people targeting and who have been to Zillow and Realtor.com. And I want to show this ad to people in Los Angeles. So that's part two. Part three, now we're talking about actual people and what they're seeing. So the last part of this is choose the type of, so you've chosen the ad. Now it's what do you want people to see? What is the general public actually going to see? So you got a few different options here. So the first one is what they call as a single image. So single image is exactly like what it sounds like. It's one image. You'll notice it's in three different sizes. So if they are on desktop computer, it's going to show more of this, the landscape type of an image. If they're on Facebook or Instagram stories or reels, they're going to see this more vertical image, portrait mode. And if they're on mobile, they're going to see more of this square type of an image. So it's really, really important to know. that where kind of you're serving the ad. You guys will start to notice as well. There's some bad marketers out there, and a lot of times like they'll upload an image like this, but it's completely cut off because they don't understand. Oh, I can actually adjust my image. Next up is you can do what's called a carousel. A carousel is a collection of images or video that you can basically display, and it can be anywhere between 2 and 10 images or video. This does really, really well for like a specific listing. So, Jen, I don't know if you've ever used Carousel for one of your image for one of your listings, but show the front of the house. The next picture, show the backyard. The next picture, show the pool. So you can kind of show variety. Now, on this slideshow right now, you can see it's just actually going. Consumers actually have to scroll or they have to tap to go to the next slide. So really, really powerful. Carousel they get a lot of engagement. Next one, video. Video, video, video. I am huge on video. Video still does really, really well. So do images though. With video though, here's a couple things I want to warn you against. Don't be the realtor that tries to sell that entire house in your video. So these videos have to be under 59 seconds. It won't serve it if it's longer than that. So I always recommend, I call it dangling the carrot. So you want to give people a little bit of a preview of this house. You want them to go to your website. You want them to register and then take them to your website where they can do, a full video tour or see all of that MLS description. You're not trying to sell this listing on Facebook. You're trying to sell that listing, but you're trying to do it on your website, or you're trying to get them on your website and so they can make that decision. Oh, actually, I know this neighborhood, but oh wow, it looks like I can actually search all properties here on Jen's website. I'm going to do that now. So keep that video short and sweet, a little bit, and you want to dangle that carrot, but at the same time, video still does really, really well. Now, for all of our clients, we do video editing and graphic design. So that's a part of part of our service. If you're doing these on your own, though, I'd encourage you to use Canva for the graphics, and then CapCut. CapCut's what we use a lot of times for some of the videos, especially with ads. Canva, it's like 12 bucks a month. CapCut, right around the same. Share it with a couple agents in your office. You guys can all share the same account if you want, or it's a tax write-off. But these are the two apps that we recommend. Canva has thousands and thousands of templates. You can type in on Canva, just listed, and you'll see, thousands of different real estate templates that you can use. All right. Next up is what does the actual graphic and the ad itself say? All right. So if we go into it, we're going to notice you have a few different things that you can fill out. So the first one is headline. Headline's going to go right below the image. Primary text is going to go right up top. And then description, which is optional, is going to go below. What consumers do and what they look at the headline. So the headline's trying to get them to read your primary text. Once they read the primary text, they read the description at the bottom. So the goal of the headline, 7 to 8 words max. Use emojis. I'm a 42-year-old single dad. It is still awkward for me to use emojis, but they work. Use emojis on your social media post. Use emojis also in your ads. You'll get way more clicks. You'll get way more attention to your ads when you use emojis. So a couple of examples for those of you taking notes. This is an example of some good headlines. Just listed home in San Diego. Search all San Diego homes. Oceanfront condos for sale. Golf course properties for sale. Now, these are some good headlines, but if you're running an ad in multiple states, do not forget to put the name of the city that you're trying to target. So, for example, if I'm in San Diego and I'm showing my ad to people in Arizona, they're going to think they're getting golf course properties in Arizona. So make sure you know where you're showing your ads off to. And as I mentioned, headlines trying to get their attention so they read the primary text. So primary text, I always reiterate what the headline is. And then I put two, three sentences tops about this specific listing. Gorgeous 3 bed, 3.5 bath home priced at, you'll notice I put price. That's intentional. If you do not put price in your ads, you're going to get a bunch of Karens and a bunch of trolls. I hate when realtors don't put the price on an ad. I hate when realtors don't tell me what the price of this home is. You'll get a bunch of angry people in the comments. So I always recommend putting price. You're going to scare people away? Good. I don't want people to click on my ad if they can't afford that price point. But at the same time, it'll also attract people that are looking in that specific price point. Last thing here. Last thing is you want to have a call to action at the bottom. Internet users are so lazy and so quick to click away. You've got to tell consumers what to do. So, kind of like ET used to do when he dropped the Reese's peanut, pieces on the ground. You want to tell people, click learn more to see about this house. Click learn more to preview this home. Click learn more to go to my website to view all homes for sale. When you tell people what to do, they'll do it. They'll click on learn more. But until you do that, they're like, I don't know. I'm going to just keep scrolling. So this is an example of like a completed ad, from start to finish. Now, one other thing you're going to have to change or put in is the call to action. So the call to action right now is learn more. So if your call to action in this ad copy says learn more, that's what you want to make sure the call to action button is. So a couple different options that you have. Some of our favorites. Learn more is our favorite. Number one, we use that the most. Download now, that does really well. So we do ads for like buyer and seller guides. Download a list of properties for sale. Get access, that's the third one we use a lot of. Get access to this list. Get access to this exclusive list of properties. So you can have a call to action there as well. One big mistake, as I mentioned, a lot of agents make is they send people to the homepage of their website. If I register on 123 Main Street, the next thing I see, I better be on your website, listwithchris.com/123 Main Street. Save consumers a click. If I registered for a list of properties in San Diego between, 1.2 and 1.5 million, take me to that list of properties. Last thing you're going to need to do, publish that ad and then high five. First time you publish an ad, it'll take maybe 2, 3 minutes to publish and go live. But yeah, goes live really, really quickly. As far as just the results, guys, this is not something where I'm going to run an ad for 7 days and then I never have to do Facebook again. This is something that takes some strategy. So if there's anything that we can do to help you guys, feel free to scan that QR code. We've been teaching this class in the Real Academy. Actually, I looked at it the other day. There was 1,200 agents with Real when we started teaching in the Real Academy. So if there's anything we can do to help you on the lead gen side, or hey Chris, my Facebook ads manager is a mess, feel free to schedule an appointment with us. You can follow us on social media. We only do real estate marketing. That's our bread and butter. We don't mess with anything else other than real estate. And then if you like my teaching style and my approach, we send out an email newsletter twice a month. We literally just did this morning about cleaning up your CRM and a few tips. But yeah, subscribe to our newsletter. If you do scan this, just make sure you confirm your email address with us. Otherwise, you will not get our email newsletter. So when you do subscribe, you're going to get an email from me pretty quick. Just make sure you click on it and to confirm your email address. But as I mentioned, this was recorded, so if you do want the recording, please send your email over in chat, and I will send you the recording once I upload it to YouTube. Shameless plug, Facebook Ads 201. I teach that class the third Thursday of every month. So Facebook Ads 101, you just got attending. Facebook Ads 201, we're going to do that in 2 weeks. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you do have any other questions, I'm going to hang out for a couple more minutes. But otherwise, I appreciate it. Happy New Year, guys, and hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much.
Hey Chris, got a question for you. I put my email in there, so go ahead and send me the recording. And
Yeah, definitely.
and on your email, put the date of your next class as well, please?
Yep. Let me look right now, but it's usually the third Thursday. Yeah, so it'll be on
Jumped
the
off a
20.
camera. I jumped off the
Um,
camera because I was eating, so I didn't want to eat in front of you guys.
you're good. Thanks for multitasking. Let me look at the real calendar here real quick, and I can tell you the exact time and day for the next session. Facebook ads 201 is actually next Thursday, um, at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So 11 a.m. Pacific. And it's in the
All
Real
right, when you
Academy training calendar as well. Yep.
all right, when you email me, just include that in there, and I'll keep following it. There's no
Yeah.
way to pre in the real calendar. Now I'm when I'm going into real in Real Academy, is there a calendar?
Yep.
Or you just
I just sent it over in chat for you too.
I
If you
think
click on that, that's the Google Calendar that I have that shows every class that's available in Real Academy.
where'd you get that?
They gave it to me, I don't know, years ago, so I just bookmarked it, but it's probably hidden somewhere. But
All
yeah,
right, I'll
I
bookmark
just
it.
yep, yeah, I just sent it over in chat. But yeah, if you click on that 201 class, you can actually register and they'll do like an email reminder. I don't do any of that. They handle all of that. They just give me access to the Zoom once I'm on. So
Oh, I see now. That's great, man. I like it.
yep, yep.
Great
So a
class.
lot of
I missed the first 15 minutes, so I'll look at the recording and we'll go from there. Appreciate you, man.
yeah, absolutely, Brian. Happy New Year, and yeah, give me about 30 minutes. I'll upload it to YouTube, and then you'll get that recorded. So.